Probably I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live stream. And big up to everyone that's already locked in. Make sure you're smashing the like, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. It's been a while since we've been live on the channel, but truth be told, there's not been an awful lot going on really in terms of Chelsea. So we've not played since last Tuesday. I'm very much looking forward to us playing tomorrow night. Very much looking forward to the Conference League coming back. Never a sentence I thought I'd be saying, but yeah, it's been pretty boring with us not playing. But yeah, we're going to look ahead to the Conference League tie against Copenhagen in today's stream. We're going to have all the latest on Estevao Willian, the latest on the pursuit of Gabriel, and the latest news that Chelsea regard Enzo Maresca as untouchable. We are going to be diving into all of that news, guys. But before we do that, please make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop, guys. You can use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off your Chelsea kits and free shipping. You can get names, numbers, sleeve patches, whatever you want, guys. Link is in the description. The link is also in the pinned comment in the chat as well. So please do check it out. Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off and free shipping. And let's dive into today's show. Let's get the show on the road. Let's say hello to a few of you lot, and then we will get cracking. And can we not put pressure on Estevao when he comes to Chelsea next season? Absolutely agree on that. Seems unfair to put all that pressure on a young player. Absolutely. Yes, big up, brother. He can't be pressured, but he might thrive on it. Some players just turn up and perform. Yep, they do. Jordan, big up, bro. Hope you're doing well. What else have we got going on here? No guarantees. Most big signings of under 20-year-old players fail. I mean, I don't know the real numbers on that. I've got absolutely no idea. Yes, all good, brother. All good. Hope you're well. Can you read questions out loud before answering? I've not been asked any questions, but yeah, sure. Right, let's dive into it, people, because what did Chelsea do best? Sign teenagers from South America. And in fairness, it feels like we might have a generational one potentially on our hands in Estevao Willian. Now, we all know this guy is clearly an exceptional talent, breaking records left, right, and centre under at Palmeiras, breaking Brazilian records, breaking records set by Neymar. He's got 30 GNA already at 18. Neymar only got 32 GNA before he was 18. Estevao is going to absolutely obliterate that. And this is clearly a very, very talented player. No doubt about it. And Ben Jacobs reporting that Estevao is viewed as a generational talent and is expected to be part of the first team straight away in 25-26. Estevao's long-term aspirations to play as a number 10. Okay, long-term aspirations to play as a 10. Let's wait and see what does happen on that front. But I'm just concerned about the amount of pressure being put on this kid, the expectation. Because we've got Estevao coming, we've got Kendry Pires coming. They're going to be part of the squad next season. Estevao viewed as a generational talent and scored 15 goals for Palmeiras last season. A 17-year-old has already been capped 4 times by Brazil, and he can play as a winger or a number 10, although he has long-term aspirations to play more through the centre. Chelsea are not currently planning on loaning out Estevao. He is expected to immediately be part of the first team squad. Now, you can play as a winger or a 10. So when we think about this, guys, Mykhailo Mudryk out of the picture. So currently, as wide players, you have Tyreek George, you have Jadon Sancho, Pedro Neto, and Noni Madueke. You throw Estevao Willian into the mix, that's 5 wide players. Could Estevao, with Nkunku going, could Estevao be a backup 10 to Cole Palmer? And then could he be another winger option? Does Tyreek George go on loan? Do we sell Noni Madueke potentially? these are the decisions that need to be made, because what we can't be doing, guys, with Estevao is that when he arrives, there's an expectation that he has to go into the team and he has to take Chelsea to another level. He's the guy that's tasked with in improving Chelsea's fortunes. He shouldn't be put in that position. We should be in a situation with Estevao where we're able to ease him in, few substitute appearances here and there in the Premier League, starting cup games against lower level opposition. You gradually ease them in because the players you've got are ready to do the job at hand. But I fear that people are putting unrealistic expectations on the kid. I feel that people are building themselves up for Estevao to be something that he won't be straight away. And then eventually fans will turn on him because they've not met the unrealistic expectations that they've built up for him. Sure, Estevao could well be ready to play right away, but I don't think we should be putting him in a position where he should be playing right away. I don't believe that's fair. I don't believe that's the right thing to do whatsoever. We should not be putting him in that position where he has to come in and make an impact right away. Chelsea should have players that are already making an impact right away, and Estevao can be eased in. PL is not the league for Brazilian kids to develop. I don't know if that's right or not. But yeah, look, would Estevao benefit from going on loan somewhere? Maybe not Strasbourg, but would he benefit from going on loan somewhere else? Possibly he might. Look, I think he could well be part of I think he'll be part of the first team squad, but he certainly shouldn't be going in and be starting on a regular basis at his age and at this stage of his development. Absolutely not. Mudryk's out of the picture. He's not coming back to Chelsea. I don't think. I don't know what's going on with Mudryk. Let's wait and see. I don't think Estevao will have the number 10 shirt. No, it depends what happens though. He gets kicked constantly and doubled up on at 17 and 18. He's used to being the main guy. Yeah, look, he's clearly got talent, absolutely. But doing it in Brazil is totally different to doing it in the Premier League. That's what I would say. Just because you're doing it in Brazil, just because you're doing very well there, you're obviously got exceptional talent, you're already a Brazilian international, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to translate to the Premier League. He's going to have to make serious adjustments to his game, because playing football in Brazil and playing football in the Premier League are totally different things. Totally different things. Not to mention, it's a massive life change. Living in England compared to living in Brazil is totally different. And he's got a lot of things to get used to away from the football pitch. If we get Europa League next season, of course. I hope not, but I fear that could well be the case on that front. I really feel that could be the case. Yeah, look, he's absolutely, for sure, and I agree. He's absolutely not just your run-of-the-mill regular talent. He's obviously an exceptional talent, maybe a once-in-a-generation type player. But again, at 17 years of age, there's a long way to go. This kid might not get any better. You never know. Development's not always linear. It's not always on an upward trajectory. How much better is this kid going to get? We don't actually know. You would expect him to get significantly better, but the reality of the situation is, guys, we've got no idea how much better this kid's going to get. We've got no idea whether he's going to be a success at Chelsea. And we've got no idea whether Chelsea can provide the right environment for him to flourish in. These are questions that we unfortunately do not know the answers to. Yeah, I would also be in favour of that. I think Chelsea actually missed Mudryk more than many of us expected to miss him. And it's going to be an interesting one, people. It is going to be an interesting one to see what happens with Mudryk. I don't know if he'll play for Chelsea again. So who knows? But yeah, we certainly miss him, and we certainly miss having that option off on the left hand side, someone to come on and try and do something a bit unpredictable. His build will need to be different too. Yeah, he might have to, he's going to have to, muscle up a bit physically. He's going to have to get a bit more bulkier potentially. But again, at 17, 18, you haven't fully physically developed as an adult. There's still a lot of development that his body's got to go through just in general life. Brother, thank you for the super chat. No problem whatsoever. Appreciate your support. Yeah, massive summer for Chelsea. Massive, massive summer for Chelsea. But yeah, look, it's going to be exciting with Estevao. Look, I can't lie. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does. But again, don't put too much pressure on him. Dumb down your expectations, and let's just give this guy a chance to settle in. Give this guy the right environment to thrive in, and look after him. You know, let's not put him in a position where he's expected to make an impact straight away, because that level of pressure is not fair. Because the chances are, guys, and the reality of the situation is, Estevao probably won't make an impact straight away on this Chelsea team. That's the reality of the situation. I don't envision Estevao making that much of a impact right away at Chelsea for obvious reasons. Premier League's a big league, and Estevao has to be serious, and he's one of the best generational talent player we signed, and rumours he's the next Neymar. Look, again, you know, next Neymar, whatever he is, he's not the next Neymar, he's Estevao. You know, if people want to compare him to Neymar, that's absolutely fine, but I'm not sure how helpful these comparisons are. The kid's special, of course he is, but again, that doesn't mean that at Chelsea he's going to transform into a world beater. There's a lot of things that need to fall into place in order for that to happen. But yes, quite clearly, he is an exceptional talent. There's absolutely no denying that. And we have done very, very well to secure his signature and to secure the signing of him. We've done very, very well to do that. There's absolutely no denying it. We have done exceptionally well to secure the signing of Estevao. All the stats point towards generational. Looks grounded, not a big ego. Having watched him, is up to the physical nature of the Prem. He gets, yeah, sure. Look, I'm not suggesting that he's not up to it. You know, I'm not suggesting he's not up to it. I'm just saying that we've got to be careful with him. We've got to be careful with him. Yeah, sure. Look, he's doing exceptionally well. No one's denying that. All I'm saying is that we need to be careful with our expectations, because the Premier League is very, very different to Brazil. And to expect him to come in and make an impact straight away, to put him in a position where he needs to contribute straight away, is not fair. Look, he could well be up to the pressure. He could well be up to the challenge. But I don't think it's right or helpful for Chelsea fans to build up unrealistic expectations of what to expect from him. And for, as a club, for us to put him in a position where he's under pressure and is needing to contribute straight away. I don't view that personally as fair. But that's just my opinion, guys. That's just my opinion on the matter. And others may view that differently. But yeah, look, Chelsea have clearly got high hopes for him. And yeah, I honestly can't wait to see what he does. I don't think he's going to play in the Club World Cup for us. I think obviously he will join after Palmeiras have finished their Club World Cup campaign. I don't think he's going to link up before. And Players could well make his debut for us in the Club World Cup. But moving away from Estevao, Chelsea aren't done there. No, I'm just being a bit cautious about it. This guy's an exceptional talent, no doubt about it. But I'm not bigging up in my mind, oh, this guy's going to be phenomenal from day one, because the chances are he won't be. I don't think people realise how different Brazilian league is to the Premier League. I don't think people realise how much of a difference it is in terms of a lifestyle change, in terms of the big move that he's personally going through. I hope that he's a massive success at Chelsea. All I'm saying is that don't expect him to produce miracles straight away, because that isn't realistic. That's the only thing that I'm saying. Yeah, I really hope so. I really hope so. But anyway, let's move away from Estevao. And Chelsea aren't finished in Brazil, guys. Chelsea are not finished in Brazil, because Joe Shields and Alisson Marins are now battling with Arsenal, Bayern Munich, and Barcelona for Gabriel Mech. Now, Mech is a 16-year-old attacking midfielder from Grêmio, and according to Ben Jacobs, Mech is viewed as the biggest talent that Grêmio have produced since a certain Ronaldinho. Obviously, we know that we've agreed a fee with Corinthians. We agreed a deal. It's all done for 17-year-old fullback Denner. He'll join in 2026 when he turns 18. He'll sign a 7-year deal at the club. But now the Blues are targeting Gremio's 16-year-old attacking midfielder Gabriel Mec, who's already been compared to Neymar and is viewed as Gremio's best talent since Ronaldinho. Mec, Paez, and Estevao have overlap in the positions they can play, but importantly, each is able to play out wide, centrally, and deeper. Mec is a versatile advanced number 8 or number 10, excellent with both feet, and is viewed as mature for his age. The Blues have been working on a deal since last summer, but face competition from Arsenal, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich. Chelsea scout Alison Marins and co-director of recruitment and talent Joe Shields are both playing a key role in bringing more South American talent to Cobham, working under a strategy driven by Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley. Chelsea's challenge is not necessarily persuading Gremio, who they almost agreed a fee with last summer. The Brazilian club are open to a sale for a fee in excess of £20 million and will insist on a sell-on clause. I mean, have we gone mad here? More than £20 million potentially for a 16-year-old kid. More than £20 million. I've got to admit, guys, that's mad. That is mad. More than £20 million for a 16-year-old. I mean, this is potentially silly money. The Brazilian club are open to a sale in excess of 20 mil and will insist on a sell-on clause. To date, Chelsea have made the most competitive offer, but Mec has been reluctant to agree anything too far in advance of his 18th birthday. Instead, in January, he signed a contract with Gremio, keeping him at the club until 2027. Gremio prefer to agree a deal now while Mec's value remains protected, and there are a high volume of interested European suitors, but the Blues target is in no rush to pick the right project. I'll be real. £20 million is mad. But this is obviously the price that these youngsters are going for these days. If Mec does end up coming to Chelsea, there's no chance of seeing him make his debut for a good few years. You look at him as maybe a similar profile of player to a Paez or an Estevao. What is the plan for all these guys? The chances of all three of them making it at Chelsea would appear pretty slim. You know, this would appear to me to be an opportunity for the club to potentially flip him on. You know, you're looking at a number 8, number 10 sort of wide player, very similar to a Paez mould, maybe similar to an Estevao mould in terms of the positions that he's comfortable with. Chelsea are clearly looking at recruiting players who are comfortable in multiple different positions. I've got no idea how good Ronaldinho was when he was coming through at Gremio, but you can imagine that he was obviously pretty special. I've not seen any of this Gabriel Mec in action at all. I don't believe he's actually made his debut for Chelsea, for Gremio yet. I don't believe he's made his first team debut. If you go on transfer markets, it says that he's only played for the under-20 side. He's only 16 though. I don't think he turns 17 until April. And yeah, this would be another guy who wouldn't come until 2026. Now, if I was Mec, would I join Chelsea if I've got Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Arsenal instead? I probably wouldn't. Although, you know, you see a lot of South American talents joining Chelsea. But again, I don't know enough about Mec. But if you're going to spend in excess of £20 million on a 16-year-old, you've got to be pretty certain that they're good, because the chances of you recouping more than that £20 million a few years down the line could be pretty slim. They could really be pretty slim. Now, it feels like with Chelsea that we are trying to find the next big talents, but we're also in a position where we're kind of hoarding players, and almost, in my opinion, we're chucking stuff at the wall. And if you chuck enough stuff at the wall, some will stick. And that's what I think we're looking at here. You know, obviously they're massively hopeful that the likes of Paez, Santos, Estevao will be successful. But for every sort of Santos, Paez, Estevao, there's going to be your David Washingtons. There's going to be, you know, your players like that. We spent 20 million euros on Washington, who's made 3 appearances for the football club. Every so often there's going to be those. There could be your Anselminos as well. Players like that who you don't know whether they're going to have much of an opportunity or much of a future at Chelsea. These are the things that you obviously have to look at, guys. These are the things that you have to look at when looking at that. So yeah, I'm not too sure on this kid. I mean, again, you'd have to be watching reserve team or youth team football in South America to have any idea of what this guy's like. He's not Ronaldinho level, not even a similar profile. It's more like an Endrick. I mean, Endrick was also very good. Yeah, look, it was very, very good. You have to give credit and props to Chelsea for getting the Estevao deal done. There are a lot of very interested clubs in him. And considering we missed out on Endrick, Chelsea moved very fast to secure Estevao. And, fair play to the recruitment and the people involved for getting that deal done, because we could have easily missed out on him. We could have easily missed out on him. Yeah, I agree. And, when you see Chelsea spending 14 million euros on a 17-year-old fullback, when you see Chelsea paying potentially more than 20 million for a 16-year-old, if we get to the summer and there is no money for the first team, or there is limited investment in the first team, people are going to rightfully be fuming when they see us spending 14 million euros there on a 17-year-old, over more than 20 million pounds there on a 16-year-old, People will rightly be pissed off when they see that. I haven't got an issue with us doing this, providing we take adequate action when strengthening the first team. That is what we need to do. Agreed. Yes, big up. Why are we not buying talent from South London? I've got absolutely no idea. Look, Chelsea have got scouts all over the world, but right now they seem to be really having a big focus on South America. And look, don't get me wrong, there are very, very good talents in South America, but as I'm sure there's also very, very good talents elsewhere around the world. And I'm sure Chelsea are looking at talent in other countries. Now, one thing, there's a lot of things that we're doing wrong. There's a lot of things that we can criticize the ownership for. But one thing we can say is that they're probably very good at discovering potential talent. That's one thing we can't knock them for. I doubt Chelsea will have the pull for talents until we show us being successful with one of these talents. Yeah, potentially, but then again as well, you as an academy player, as someone coming through the ranks at Cobham, you see, oh shit, imagine you're an attacking midfielder coming through at Cobham, you're sort of maybe 15, 16, 17 years of age, real bright prospect. And you see that the club are going to go and spend potentially more than 20 million pounds on a 17-year-old in your position. How does that make you feel? What sort of message does that send to the academy? That's what I would be thinking in there. Yeah, look, I absolutely agree with you. And only time will tell if we will go and sign talents for the first team. Only time will tell on that front, guys. People, we're 66 in the building. Keep smashing the like button, guys, and keep subscribing to the channel if you are new round here. Looking to get to at least 50 likes minimum, guys. We should be looking for 100 likes on the stream, so please do smash that like button if you haven't done so already. It does really help me out, and I would be greatly appreciative. It does a lot more than you would ever imagine, guys. So please do smash that like button if you haven't done so already, and make sure that you are subscribing to the channel as well. That would really, really make a big difference to me, guys. Would make a big difference. It certainly appears that way. Americans draft young talent with all expectations of them during the first team. This is the American model. Look around the Prem. All teams have adopted this model except City. Look, loads of clubs are looking at signing younger talent now. Of course they are. But no one's doing it to the extent that we are. And they're also bringing in proven players for the first team now. You look at Man City, for example. Sure, they signed Kusanov and they signed Victor Reis. All right, two young up and coming talents. Okay, fine. But then they also go and sign Nico Gonzalez from Porto, and they also go and sign Omar Mamouche from Frankfurt. So they're getting the blend and the combination right. Whereas for us, we're at one extreme. We're bringing in loads of young players, but not signing any experience to improve the first team. So the way to do it is to blend both of them. But right now, we are severely lacking that blend. severely lacking that blend. South London talent sells from South London talent is obviously very, very good. Why aren't they looking to send some of our very good academy players to Strasbourg to get some much needed game time? Maybe they will. Maybe they will look to send some of the academy players to Strasbourg. Metz only made 2 appearances in the Brazilian League. Just paid 20 million for him. There'll be questions about that. Well, look, what you are paying for is not the player right now. You're paying for the potential and how good the guy could become. That's what you're paying for. Yes, big up, brother. I hope you're doing well. Let's go up the shelves. Agreed. What do you think about Kendry Pires? Is there much difference between the ceiling of Estevao and Pires? Different types of player, I would say. Look, Pires is an exceptional talent, and he's got more experience than Estevao in terms of senior football. He's got far more caps for his national side. He's played in the Copa America. He's been playing first-team football for much longer, but slightly different player. I would say that Estevao is probably viewed as a bigger talent for sure. But yeah, I'm hopeful they can both do well. Let's wait and see. You would potentially think that Noni's days could maybe be numbered at Chelsea come the summer. That wouldn't be a wrong thing to think, guys. That wouldn't be a wrong thing to think. Noni's days could potentially be done come the summer. Issue is that our owners don't care so much about the here and now. They're building a team for 2032. Maybe they are, and that's the problem. If you were to bring back or sign players during the summer, who would you go for? I mean, look, I'd probably sign Marc Guehi. You're not going to get many better central defenders than him for that sort of price. I'd look at trying to bring in a Benjamin Sesko. I'd try and bring in a Victor Gyökeres if possible. And on the left wing, it's difficult. There's not that many good options. Maybe I'd go for a Jamie Gittins potentially, although you'd want someone more proven. I'd be tempted to go and have a look at a move for someone like Ademola Lookman. I think it's guaranteed we get Delap. Maresca loves Jackson, and any other striker would want to be first choice. Yeah, I hear you on that. I hear you at that. But let's wait and see. It's just going to be very, very interesting to see what we do in the summer. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what we do, because it's huge. It's absolutely huge this summer. I've said it before. This summer is the biggest window. Is the biggest window under this ownership. The single biggest transfer window under this ownership. But anyway, sticking with transfers, we're going to move away from Brazil and we're going to stick in the Premier League, guys, because there's been a little bit of news in regards to Marc Guehi. In regards to Marc Guehi, guys, because Chelsea, do you think Mike Penders is the best among all we have? Very difficult to tell. Very, very difficult to tell. I don't understand why people got so much, why people are so on Madueke. He's done well this season. He's our top scoring winger. He's outperformed Neto. He's outperformed Sancho. Yet everyone seems to be on his case. Everyone seems to be on his case. And I for one, don't really understand it. I, for one, don't see why people are so on his case when he's produced more than Sancho. He's produced more than Neto. He's been Chelsea's best winger this season, Madueke. Whether people like it or not, he has been the best winger. He's been Chelsea's best winger. Jackson's not going, no. We need someone needs to come in for sure. Agreed. Why do people think Estevao coming in means the end of Noni? Yeah, I agree on that. Look, I'm not saying that Noni is definitely going to be here next season, but the arrival of Estevao will not be the reason that Madueke leaves if he does get moved on in the summer. That will not be the reason that he leaves, guys. Absolutely won't be. I'm not really sure where you're getting that from. And the selfish gimmick, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know where that comes from. I personally don't agree with that whatsoever. But look, let's move away from Brazil and Wonder Kids, and we're going to move on to news about Mr. Marc Guehi, because we know that Chelsea tried to sign him in the summer. In January. It didn't happen. But that interest is still there. Marc Guehi remains of interest to Chelsea. And as well as being a polished leader and established England international, he's set to enter the final year of his contract this summer. So, guys, there's still interest in Guehi. For me personally, in terms of the centre-halves that might be available, in terms of the calibre of centre-half we might be looking at, in terms of the money that we might be looking to spend, it could be very difficult to get a 24-year-old centre-back with leadership qualities for this sort of price. You know, you'd be hard pushed to do better than Marc Guehi in terms of bringing in a centre-back in the summer. The centre-back market is not amazing. You know, yes, you'd love to get, you know, perhaps someone with more experience, perhaps someone a bit more proven, a bit more skill in the game. But I really don't think that signing Guehi would be a disaster. I really don't think it would be that bad at all. You look at other players like Luke Haber at Leipzig, who Chelsea have been linked with. There's been links recently to a player at Bologna. I forget his name now. But there's been links to a centre back at Bologna recently. I'm just thinking, if that's the sort of player we're looking at, you know, a deal for Marc Guehi makes real sense. Well, if Guehi's got a year left on his contract in the summer, Palace are going to be hard pushed to get any more than 40, 50 million pounds absolute max. Take into account that we've got the sell-on clause, which would get us which would obviously see the price drop for us. I think you could get Guehi for between 40 and 50 million pounds. And for a 24-year-old England international with Premier League experience and leadership qualities, I look at that, and in this market and this day and age, I would see that as an exceptional deal. I think you can really get Guehi for between 40 and 50 million pounds this summer. I really do. I mean, look, likely players in, if I'm being honest, I go Delap, I go Guehi. You've obviously got Estevao coming, you've got Paez coming. You've got Mamadou Sarr coming in as well. You've got Penders returning to the club, although I think he'll go on loan. I think Guehi's better than Chalobah. I think Guehi's better than Chalobah, guys. We have to be honest here. I think Guehi is better than Chalobah. He's one of the best English centre backs in the Premier League. Was also the best centre back for England at the Euros. Yeah, exactly that. I would almost argue that he could potentially be England's best centre back right now. John Stones has gone off the boil. Maguire is not it. Colwell is not there right now. I would almost go as far as saying that right now, Marc Guehi's England's best centre back. You know, that's what I'd almost go as far as saying that. I honestly think that he could well be. I think he could be England's best centre back. Guys, keep smashing the likes. We haven't even reached 50 yet. Come on, people. It does really help me out. So please do smash those likes. I think right now he's England's best centre back. He's absolutely a safe option. Yeah, look, it would be a safe option for sure. But sometimes you've got to go for a safe option in transfers. You know. Yeah, I think he will. I don't think we need to spend a lot of money to get an experienced centre back. I think we need to reverse our age limit or at least extend a bit. Yeah, exactly. And I think Marc Guehi does that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Chalobah to Palace happens in one way or another. I mean, I've not watched Mamadou Sarr play, but I don't envisage him being part of the squad next season. I have to be real. I don't see where he's going to get enough minutes. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, I think Chalobah unfortunately will be gone this summer. I think he will be. Can Guehi play on the right-hand side? What, as a right centre-back? Yeah, he could play as a right centre-back. I don't see why not. Huijsen better, but again, what we don't need another teenage centre-back. We need experience and leadership at the back. We've got enough young defenders. We don't need any more of those guys. We don't need any more of those. Murillo, I want there. Yeah, look, Murillo's not going to happen, guys. We don't need another right back either. No, but he's not terrible. He's not terrible. And look, you know, for me, I think we're looking at something good here. This will represent a very good deal for me. But again, there's potential in that scenario as well. There's potential in that scenario as well. Huijsen's got a release clause. I don't know how much the release clause is. I forget now. But there is a release clause there for Huijsen. Maybe Chelsea sign 2 centre-backs this summer. Maybe we get rid of Disasi, Chalobah, and Tosin. Maybe even Badiashile goes as well. Maybe 2 centre-backs come in the summer. I don't know. But one thing's for certain is we cannot just sign Dean Huijsen and think that's going to solve our centre-back issues, because it's not. Because what the last thing we need is chucking another teenager into this backline. We need an experienced leader for the backline, and Marc Guehi would be that guy. Marc Guehi would be that guy. I honestly, people, I know people are going to disagree with me. I know some people think, oh, you know, you're chatting nonsense and whatnot. I think this would be, I think this would be very, very good. I think this would be very, very good, guys. I think you could do a lot worse. This would be a very, very smart signing, people. You know, this would be a very, very good signing. I don't see the issue. I do not see the issue here. I don't know why people are so dead against this. I don't see why people are so against this signing. You know, who should be coming instead? Who should be coming instead? Well, he doesn't need to get to a Chilwell level because he's not going to be playing right back. I don't know what levels Guehi could hit at Chelsea, guys. Sure, he might get a look, but I don't see him being a regular starter. I absolutely do not see this guy being a regular starter, people. I don't see that. I really don't see that. But look, I could be totally wrong, guys. I could be totally wrong. But I don't see Mamadou Sarr being a regular starter. Yeah, guys, keep running it up. Keep running it up. We are on what? 43 likes. Guys, get this to 50 minimum. Come on. Yeah, he's 19. But again, I don't know what the plan is with him. I've got no idea what the plan is for this guy. How do we envisage using him? How do we envision using him? Like, what's the plan? Is he going to be part of the squad? Is he going to go straight into the first team? What's the plan here? Is he going to get enough minutes that he needs? I don't believe. I personally don't see how Mamadou Sarr gets the minutes that he needs at Chelsea next season to develop at the rate he should be developing at. I don't see it. I don't see it, guys. I really don't see it. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and Mamadou Sarr will have a look at it, and he will reach a level that many of us are unsure about. Maybe that will happen, guys. I don't know. Yeah, this would be better. This would be better. You know, Guehi and Huijsen, I'd be on board with. I hope so. Yeah, it could well be. Could well be. Yeah, guys, run it up, run it up, run it up. It's not hard to do, guys. It's not much to ask either. Sure, he may well be doing well in France or Strasbourg. Different league, different play style, different level of pressure, different level of expectation. Guehi brings leadership experience, Prem proven, and already knows the club. Yeah, look, this move just makes so much sense, and I just hope that we go and do it. This move makes a lot of sense, guys. It makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. No, because Santos has proven Santos is totally different. Santos is different. You know, Santos is ready to come in and be a key player. You know, there's clear space for him in the squad. There's not a clear pathway or a clear space for Mamadou Sarr next season. There simply isn't. There simply isn't. And yes, you know, of course, with Santos, it still applies. You know, it is France, it is Strasbourg, different level of expectation. But, you know, he looks more equipped and ready to deal with that than I would say Sarr would. Plus, there's obvious place for him in the squad. You know, there's an obvious place for him in the squad. Yeah, he will in certain games. Yeah, he absolutely will in certain games. Lavia can't stay fit. Santos will absolutely start ahead of some of those guys in certain games and will be a key member of the squad next season. No, I'm not sure if we will sign another goalkeeper next season and this summer. And I don't mind if we do, but I don't want to see us sign a goalkeeper before we sign a centre back, a left winger, and a striker. Only then should we be looking at signing a goalkeeper. We need midfield cover. Yeah, Guehi would be a great signing. Great signing. No, they're not. But are you telling me that he would be ahead of Colwell? He wouldn't. Whether people agree or not, he wouldn't be ahead of Colwell. He wouldn't be ahead of Wesley Fofana. He wouldn't be ahead of Marc Guehi if he comes. That's already 3 centre backs that he wouldn't be ahead of. Not to mention, if would he be ahead of those? And I know they're not all fit at the same time, but what I'm saying is he wouldn't be playing a big role at centre back. Centre back's not like other positions where you can rotate on a more regular basis. You don't want to be rotating your centre backs. So the only chance that he'll get is maybe cup competitions and injuries. Mamadou Sarr, and I could be wrong here, but I don't see Mamadou Sarr coming into this Chelsea team and getting regular minutes next season. I personally don't see that. Issue is that I fear that they'll depend on us getting UCL. Yeah, look, again, getting UCL is going to have a big impact on the sort of transfers that we're able to make. Absolutely. But look, Guehi would be a very good signing, guys. I've got no doubt about it. No doubt about it. He'd be a very good signing. Exactly. Enzo and Caicedo can't start every game. Lavia's not fit. There'll be plenty of minutes for Santos. Plenty of minutes. Mark's not a new movie. He's an improvement over Fofana, but that is only due to injuries. There has to be better centre backs available. Well, like who? Who's realistically better that can do what we need, and it's going to be a reasonable price. I hope so. He was in the squad against Southampton, so you'd imagine that he'd be fit to start in those games. Absolutely. Yeah, look, top 5 should get Champions League football. It's not been fully confirmed yet, but yeah, if we can get a top 5 finish, then that is obviously going to be that's going to really help us out. If we can get a top 5 finish, that's massively going to help us out, guys. That is going to massively help us out, people. So do you think if we don't get CL, we'll go another season? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't think that's going to affect us. I've been told that many times. Guys, we're going to move away from Marc Guehi because we're going to talk about Milos Kerkez at Bournemouth. Because there's been a little bit of an update from Ben Jacobs on Milos Kerkez, the left back. We need a left back. We're desperate for, well, I say we're desperate. We need a backup left back for Marc Guehi. We need an alternative option. So here we are. Milos Kerkez, that left back, would be a phenomenal signing, if we're being honest. Would be a phenomenal signing. Liverpool have entered the race for Milos Kerkez. Bournemouth expect £40+ million. Chelsea and Real Madrid also have Kerkez on their radar. Now, let's see what this is saying about Milos Kerkez. The Hungarian international is likely to leave the Cherries this summer and has changed agents in anticipation of an exit. Liverpool have entered the race for him. Kerkez has made 27 appearances for Bournemouth this season, scoring twice, and is contracted until 2028. Bournemouth don't view themselves as a selling club and won't be easy for Liverpool to negotiate with. Bournemouth will seek a fee in excess of £40 million. They want close to 3 times the price they paid in 2023 if they are to sanction a sale. Chelsea also appreciate Kerkez and could add another left back given Renato Vega's future is unclear. The 21-year-old can play in several positions and is currently on loan at Juventus with no option to buy. But he wants to play regular minutes at centre-back in the build-up to the 2026 World Cup. Pereira is currently first-choice left-back at Chelsea. The fact both Gusto and James can switch sides, plus Colwell as an option, means the Blues have plenty of cover. Not really happy with any of that cover. Nonetheless, Kerkez is a player the West Londoners have been tracking since last summer, whilst Real Madrid also have Kerkez on their shortlist, but nothing is advanced to date with the Spanish Giants. So yeah, 40 plus million pounds for Milos Kerkez. Chelsea do have interest and have been tracking him since last summer and do appreciate him. I'll be honest, Kerkez to Liverpool seems pretty obvious. No, Kerkez is not 28. Kerkez is not 28. He is he's very young. He's very, very young, guys. Milos Kerkez is not 28. I think he's like 21 or something. Let's have a look at Kerkez's age. Yeah, Milos Kerkez is 21 years old, guys. 21 years old. And he's developing into a top player. We know about the Chelsea interest in Kerkez because it's been there for quite a while, I would say. Well, I say quite a while. It's been there for a while. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see. No, brother, he's 21. Milos Kerkez 21. Look, Kerkez is a good player. Kerkez is a good player. And he would absolutely make a difference to the squad. We need that out-and-out alternative to Cucurella because right now it's clear that Renato Vega doesn't really want to play at left back, and using Reece James, Gusto, or Colwell as an alternative to Cucurella is not really cutting it. We need a backup specialist left back in the squad. Milos Kerkez would fit the bill, but if Liverpool come in, then I think it's curtains for us, and we can absolutely forget it. We can absolutely forget it if Liverpool do come in for Kerkez. We can forget that. We can absolutely forget that because we just can't offer what Liverpool would be able to offer, guys. We just can't offer that. 40 million pounds for Kerkez. If it's a choice between Liverpool and Chelsea, if we're to have any chance of potentially getting Milos Kerkez, I don't even know if we're going to go in for him. There is interest there. He's on the radar. But if we're to have any chance, we have to bare minimum be offering Champions League football. We have to be offering Champions League football. And right now, it doesn't look like we are going to be able to offer Champions League football, in which case we can probably forget that signing. But bringing in a left back in the summer, I wouldn't say it was a massive priority. It's not ahead of the obvious positions, but we're a Cucurella injury away from being fucked. We are a Cucurella injury away from being fucked. You know? That's the reality here. We are a Cucurella injury away from being fucked, people. You know, we need a left back this summer. We need a left back this summer. Yeah, I like him. I really like Milos Kerkez. Right profile for Chelsea, fits the age, wouldn't cost an absolute fortune, and could be a first choice left back for many years to come. Would he play left back at Liverpool? He probably would get more of a look in at Liverpool than he would at Chelsea potentially. But let's not act like there wouldn't be minutes available for him. Let's not act like there wouldn't be minutes available, because there absolutely would be minutes available, guys. Personally, I'd go for Nuno Tavares as backup. I'm sure Kerkez could invert. I'm sure he could. But again, we don't always have to have someone that inverts. But I'm sure Kerkez could invert people. I'm sure he could. And by the way, I'm not saying we're going to get Milos Kerkez, but it's the type of signing that we should be looking to make. It's the type of signing that would absolutely make a difference. It would absolutely make a difference for us if we could go and get that sort of signing, that caliber of signing through the door, guys. It would for sure make a big difference, people. It absolutely would. And that is the caliber and level of signing we should be looking at. I just don't like how often we use our you don't like how we use them. You don't like inverting. I mean, look, to be fair, Maresca has added goals to Cucurella's game. Cucurella is popping up with a few goals now. I would take him as our left back cover. Yeah, for sure. I would absolutely take him as left back cover, 100%. Yeah, I think Chelsea are in debt. I don't know. It's not made up news, no. But I don't necessarily think it's anything to be overly concerned about. But let's wait and see how much money we spend in the summer and whether that then becomes a concern. I don't know. There just isn't any news on it. Let's wait and see. Look, I'm not expecting Kerkez to arrive, by the way. I'm not expecting Chelsea to sign Milos Kerkez. Absolutely not. Yeah, look, Cambiasso Juventus would be very good. But again, Man City are interested, and they will probably revisit that deal in the summer. And we know full well that Man City, if you've got a choice between Chelsea and Man City, well, you're going to go and join Man City, unfortunately. That's where we are right now. Yeah, Roman did write off the debt that we had to him. Chelsea were in debt to Roman, and as a gesture of goodwill, he wiped off the debt when he sold the club. I don't know what Madrid's doing. I don't know where he is. Yeah, Gusto's game has dropped a bit this season, absolutely. But remember, he is only 21 years of age, so of course there is going to be some level of drop off, guys. There is going to be some level of drop off. But Gusto's a very good player. But again, the inverting doesn't really suit him, because when Cucurella inverts and he has to become that third centre back in a 3, it doesn't really suit his game. It takes away the best part of his game, which is him moving forward, you know, and that really doesn't help us. Really, really does not help us, guys, at all. Does not help us at all. A football finance expert, Kieran Maguire, has posted like a table or whatever. I'm not pretending that I'm by no means a finance expert. You don't have to believe. You don't have to believe anything. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You know. You know, people are free to believe what they want, but that is the information that is out there. But people are free to believe whatever they wish to believe. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the shirts. We're not going to get a shirt sponsor this season, obviously. I don't know what's going on with Mudryk. The Vivid Seats thing, I don't know whether that's going to be addressed or not. Ola Aina again, but do we need another right back though, or is Aina left back? I always forget. No, I don't think that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 second. But again, let's see what happens in the summer. But yeah, look, Milos Kerkez would be a great signing. Yeah, look, we don't need another right back. We don't need another right back. We've got Achimpong, Gusto, James. Why do we need another right back? We absolutely do not need another right back, guys. Pure and simple. No other right back is required. No other right back is required, guys. So yeah, look, as good as Aina is, we don't need him. We don't need him. Yeah, of course. Any news about no, nothing that I'm aware of. No, bro, he's not released any statement at all. That is a fake quote on Twitter. That is not true. Bro, two things can be true. Roman did wipe off the debt, and Chelsea have taken on more debt under this ownership. But both things can be true. It doesn't have to be a one or another thing. Both things can be true. Both things can be true, guys. People, keep smashing the like button as well, guys. I'd really appreciate it. It's free. It takes seconds to do. Make sure you are smashing that like button, guys. Run it up, run it up. We're on 58 likes. Let's try and get this as close to 100 likes as we can. Well, they might get rid of Ferdinand Mendy potentially. But yeah, look, Liverpool want Kerkez. I suspect that Liverpool will get Kerkez. It really is as simple as that, guys. But yeah, look, Chelsea do need a left back in my view. We do need a left back, people, and let's hope that we can. Let's hope that we can get our hands on one. Let's hope that we can get our hands on one. But we don't need another young attacking midfield player. Arda Güler, big talent. We don't need another young attacking midfielder. Why on earth would we need that? Why on earth would we need that? But yeah, there we go. Let's wait and see. But anyway, let's move away from transfer stuff and let's have a little look ahead to the game against Copenhagen, guys, because actually there are quite a few decisions to make for this one. Nah, bro, I'm not having anything to do with Greenwood. No chance. He's not really a winger anyway. Absolutely no chance. But yeah, it's a difficult game. This, difficult game away at Copenhagen. Intimidating atmosphere. It is going to be tough, guys. It is going to be tough. There's absolutely no denying that. There's absolutely no escaping that. This will be a difficult game. Probably be our toughest game we've faced in the Conference League so far. And with injuries and with obviously a lot of our Conference League squad players let go in January, we're going to have far less room for rotation than we would have done previously. Do we use Cole Palmer in this game? Does Matisa Mugu start? There are various different questions that need answering. Various different questions that need answering, people. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the answers are, because you've got a game on Sunday against Leicester, which you absolutely cannot afford to lose. Whereas with this game against Copenhagen, there's another chance to get the job done next week. There's another chance to get the job done next week. So the Leicester game is probably the more important of the two. But then we haven't really got the option of resting that many players. We don't have the option of resting that many players. Let's bring a quick. Let me bring a quick thing up. Let's bring a quick lineup up, and I'll go through team that I'd like to see, and you guys can say, whether you agree or disagree with me. But let's have a look. I mean, people, what are we saying? What are we saying here in terms of a lineup we'd like to see? Are we going to go full strength? Is that what we're saying? Sanchez will obviously be in goal. Sanchez will obviously be in goal. Look, you can say there's no reason not to go full strength, and I hear you. There's not an awful lot of rotation that we can do. Sanchez will play in goal, but then look, do you play Reece James because he didn't play against Southampton? And Sanchez will be in goal. I'd personally play Reece James in this game. But then who do you play at left back? You probably play Mark. You're probably going to have to play Cucurella because there isn't anyone else. So you play Cucurella at left back unless he does a madness and plays Gusto there and rests Cucurella. I don't know. I'd start James. If Chalobah's fit, which I think he might be, because it looks like he was in team training. I think he could be fit. If he's fit, I go Colwill Chalobah. Or maybe you leave Colwill out and you go Tosin and Chalobah. Maybe I'd go Tosin and Chalobah and leave Colwill for the weekend. Maybe that's what we go with there. What on earth do you do in midfield? Do you play Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo? I wouldn't play Caicedo against Leicester because he's one booking away from 2-match ban, and we cannot afford to have him missing for the trip to the Emirates. You simply cannot afford to have him missing for the trip to the Emirates. So then we're looking at the situation here, and I'm thinking, right, okay, I play Moises Caicedo here, and we go Caicedo at the base. We go Caicedo at the base. I play Dewsbury Hall. There. And then in this position here, this sort of number 10 kind of role, I'd play Nkunku. I would play Tyreek George down the right. I'd play Sancho on the left, because we've got very little room for rotation in these positions. And then I would play Pedro Neto through the middle. And you'd have the likes of Shinwa on the bench, Action Pong on the bench. You'd have Enzo Fernandez on the bench, Cole Palmer on the bench. I wouldn't be taking the risk and starting Cole Palmer in this game, but that is the team that I would probably go for tomorrow. That's the team that I'd be looking at for this game against Copenhagen. And look, I don't think that's a ridiculous thing. You know, I don't see that as a ridiculous thing. I look at that as a team that's more than good enough to get the job done. Bro, we don't need Palmer to beat Copenhagen. You know, we really don't. By all means, be in the squad, be in the travelling squad. But I personally wouldn't start in this game. Yeah, this is for Copenhagen. This personally should be more than strong enough to get the job done. It should be more than strong enough to get the job done, but you never know. But yeah, okay, Palmer comes in and maybe you have Nkunku on the left and you don't play Sancho. That's a possibility there. But again, you know, you could start Palmer and you could drop Sancho. You know, that's absolutely a possibility as well. That's absolutely a possibility. I don't want to see Sanchez either, but I think we all have to accept that Robert Sanchez is going to play in this game because he's now the cup goalkeeper. That's what he is. He's now the cup goalkeeper. So there we are. He's now the cup goalkeeper, guys. So that's the situation. 3-1 Chelsea. I hope so as well. As long as we don't lose this game, that's absolutely fine. As long as we don't lose this game, I'm good. As long as we don't lose, that's the most important thing. We cannot afford to lose this game. Even if we draw, okay, it's not a great result, but then you're as long as we're in the tie heading back to Stamford Bridge, that's the most important thing. I would say a 2 or 3-1 is my thoughts going into that Copenhagen game. I'd say 2 or 3-1. Any news on the Mudryk case? No, there's no news on the Mudryk case at all. Don't know what's going on there. Don't know what's happening with him, but there I can confirm there is no news on the Mudryk situation right now. Yeah, I'll take a draw in this game as well. Yeah, Copenhagen didn't do particularly well in the group stage, but of course, you know, at home it's a difficult place to go. But yeah, I'd expect us to win for sure. But it won't be as easy as what people are saying, and it's absolutely going to be our toughest game in the competition so far, as you'd expect, because we're now into the knockout rounds. This will be the toughest game that we're going to have so far. This would be the toughest game so far. But look, we'll be more than up to the task, guys. We will be more than up to the task. You know, we'll be more than up to the task, people. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Just trying to see if there's any further news, guys. Any further news on what is currently going on? This is our only opportunity. This is our only opportunity. Going to be a good watch. Bro, you're not going to be watching that guy because he's injured. Rudy Badage is injured. So you won't be seeing that guy, unfortunately. Bro, we can't face Real Betis until the final anyway. So the earliest opportunity of facing Real Betis would be in the final. So, yeah, I don't see us. There's nothing to worry about with Betis or Fiorentina, but because the earliest stage we face them is the final, guys. That is the earliest stage we face them. So, yeah, I'm not thinking about Betis. I'm not thinking about Fiorentina. I'm not thinking about any of those teams. All I'm thinking about is the final. All I'm thinking about is Copenhagen. Copenhagen is all I'm thinking about. Let's get through that. Forget Betis, forget Fiorentina. Let's actually focus on getting to the final first, and then we can have a conversation surrounding either of those teams. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow night. I am very much looking forward to it, guys. I won't be there, but I am looking forward to it. I don't care who scores tomorrow. Just score the goals. Just score the goals and let's get a win. Just score the goals and get a win. That is what we're looking for, and that is what we need. Bro, the only reason Amugu came on against Southampton is because we were 4-0 up. That's the only reason he came on. That's the only reason he came on. Although, just one other thing that I actually wanted to go through, guys, and it's about the importance of Wesley Fofana to Chelsea. But it also highlights how much of a problem he's also been. Because since joining Chelsea, Fofana has played just 20.5% of the available first team minutes across all competitions. That's mad. In nearly 3 years, Fofana's played just over 20% of the available first team minutes. That's incredible. Bro, Tosin is not better than Fofana. We are factually a worse team when Fofana doesn't play. That's facts. We are factually a worse team when Fofana doesn't play. The numbers are there to support it. The numbers are there to support it. You know, you can argue all you want. The numbers are there to support it. Tosin is not better than Fofana. I've got no idea why people say this. Absolutely no idea. Yeah, no, it's true. You know, you can't rely on. So you're basing Tosin being better because he's older and has leadership qualities. So you're sort of overlooking every other aspect of the game. You're saying he's better because he's got leadership. Bro, you're chatting nonsense, utter nonsense. But he has played just 20.5%. You know, you can't rely on these guys. You almost have to view the likes of Lavia, Fofana and stuff. You almost have to view these players as guys. You have to view them as luxuries. Just don't think about them. Just don't think about them. And when they're available, fantastic. But you can't rely on them. You can't look to try and build a team around them because they're just going to let you down. They're just going to let you down. And I know that might seem harsh, and that's going to, you know, and that's quite brutal. But that is the reality of the situation so far. That is the reality of the situation right now, guys. That's the reality of the situation right now, is that you cannot rely on these guys. Simple as that, people. Simple as that. You cannot rely on these players. But look, you know, the numbers are there to prove it. So Fofana's only played 20.5%. You cannot be building a team around him. You simply cannot be building a team around him. But then the other stats that show that underline his importance to the team. So, such as here. No, Ruben Diaz will absolutely not be tempted to join. No chance. In the Premier League, Chelsea have conceded an average of a goal a game with Fofana in their team and 1.6 without him. We are worse with Fofana not in the team. Whatever people think of Fofana, we are factually worse when he doesn't play. We concede more goals. We take less points per game. We are factually worse when Fofana is not in the team. That is why his return is so important. Because we're factually worse when he doesn't play. We're factually worse when he doesn't play. Fofana's our best defender, but next season is the last season for me. Same with Lavia. Yeah, look, I hear you. At some point, you have to draw a line. At some point, you do have to draw a line, and you need these guys to be fit for a sustained period of time. Somewhere, you have to draw the line. I fully hear you on that. Yeah, bro, against Southampton, these guys are potentially going to be the worst team in Premier League history. But we shouldn't be flexing that. That's not a flex. Yeah, I hope so as well. I hope so as well. But then there's that. So we're conceding, average of a goal a game with Fofana and 1.6 without him. So almost double without him compared to with him. And also, we concede more goals this season when he hasn't played. In the 12 Premier League matches Fofana has started in 24-25, Chelsea averaged 1.3 expected goals conceded per game, according to Opta. That rises to 1.6 expected goals conceded in the 17 top-flight games they have played without him. So all the numbers point to the fact that we are worse without Fofana. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like Pulisic at Milan, like Loftus-Cheek at Milan, like Kante at Al-Ittihad in Saudi. Yeah, sure. If Fofana and Lavia leave, they probably won't get. They'll probably have next to no injuries again in their career. It's the way it goes, isn't it? It's the way it goes. But I really hope that these guys can stay fit next season, can stay fit for the rest of the season when they return, because they are going to be really important players for us. They are top players. They're top players, people. There's no denying that. But you can't affect the team if you are not on the pitch. You simply cannot affect the team if you're not on the pitch. That's the reality of the situation, guys. You cannot affect the team if you are not on the pitch. And we need these guys on the pitch. But the reality is, guys, is that they're just not available enough. But yeah, maybe Fofana plays tomorrow night. I don't know if he's in the squad or not. We'll find out with the Maresca press conference. Maybe the Maresca presser is later on today. It must be later on today when the squad arrive in Denmark, I would have thought. But yes, of course every team's got injuries. Every team has injuries. But the problem is, though, we can't be building our team around players who have proven time and time again that they cannot stay fit. That's what we cannot be doing, guys. And that's what we cannot be doing. And that is what we've done. That's it. So there we go. There we go. Yeah, Conference League final 28th of May. Yeah. I don't think necessarily that. I don't necessarily believe that will make much difference. We might go on a winning run. We could go on a winning run when the players come back. That's not being ruled out. That is a possibility. Of course it is. Of course that is a possibility, and that could happen. Absolutely. I agree on that. There's a possibility that could happen. I'm not denying that, people. I am not denying that could happen. I'm not. Look, after the international break, the only player that's going to be back before the international break is probably Chalobah. Everyone else will be due back after the international break, guys. Everyone else will be due back after the international break. You know, there we go. There we go. I don't know. I don't know really. It's not confirmed yet, but it probably will be. No, I don't really see that either. Arsenal game will stop any momentum we have. I hope not. I've always said Badiashile was better than Colwell. Let's wait and see. The problem is Badiashile's not been able to keep himself fit, and he's not been able to get himself anywhere near the form that he showed in his first 6 months at the club. That's the reality of the situation, and that is the issue at hand here. Take a point against Arsenal. Fair enough. I would as well. No, they're not that good, but they could be good enough to beat us. That's the reality. Arsenal will walk all over us how we're playing right now. Quite possibly. Yeah, but let's not worry about that right now. That's the last thing I'm thinking about is the international break. Guys, keep smashing the like button. We're on 68 likes. Let's get this over 70 likes. Try and get this towards 80 likes, people. Try and get this towards 80 likes, guys. Run it up. Run it up. What else is going on? Anyone got any questions in the chat about anything? Please do let me know. Please do let me know, guys. Any questions in the chat about anything? Do let me know. Do let me know. Does Schimmelhecker start tomorrow? I wouldn't have thought so, no. Absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. Hello, I'm a fan of Club Bruges. Big up, big up. Unfortunate result yesterday, but no, Bruges is having a good season. Bruges are having a good season. Well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I'm not thinking about the Arsenal game now. We've got 3 games to get through before that. 3 games to get through before that. Will Mudryk be banned? You would expect that I would, yeah, I think it's highly likely there will be some form of suspension. How long it is, I don't know. There was a loose link to Tijani Reinders, but he signed a new contract at AC Milan, although Milan might be forced to sell 1 or 2 of their star players, Leao, Reinders, etc., if they don't qualify for the Champions League because of the financial implications it will have. Yeah, we miss Fofana's recovery pace and things like that. Absolutely, and you know we are hugely missing him. There's no doubt about it in my mind that we are hugely missing him. Hugely missing him. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see, guys. Yeah, maybe Colwell does play better with Fofana alongside him. Maybe he does. That might not be a ridiculous thing to say. Yeah, I'd start Fofana against Leicester if he's fit. Absolutely. If he's fit, sign him. Start him. So, yeah. I expect a strong team. I expect a strong team. There's no excuses not to go with a strong team, guys. No excuse not to go with a strong team. So, yeah. Let's see what he ends up going with. Let's see what he's got to say in the press conference. No, I agree. I absolutely agree on that. And that is a problem in itself, which is why the Guehi signing absolutely makes sense, guys. Absolutely makes sense. But yeah, people, I am going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that has tuned in. Make sure you smash the likes on the way out. Subscribe if you're new around here as well, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with match reaction to the Copenhagen game. Make sure you tune in for that. I might even do a watch along as well. By the way, guys, let me know in the chat. Would you be interested in a watch along for the game tomorrow? Let me know. Are you interested in a watch along for the game? Let me know, guys, in the chat. Do you anyone interested in a watch along tomorrow? Do let me know. Let's get a few more answers in the chat, guys. But yeah, keep smashing the likes, guys. Subscribe on your way out as well. Would greatly appreciate it. And let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this back. Do you want a watch along for Copenhagen versus Chelsea tomorrow night? Please do let me know. But guys, I'm going to round this one out here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Big up to everyone. Big up to everyone, guys. And enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Possibly a watch along, definitely match reaction. And I will catch you lot again very, very soon, guys. Up the Chelsea, and we're out. Peace.